Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we're going to continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. I'm just going to check where are we actually. Okay, Srimad Bhagavatam, we are on Canto 3, Chapter 32, text 34 to 36. We have been reading the purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So we'll continue reading. So one has to approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna as it is stated in Bhagavad Gita. After many, many births, one approaches the Supreme Person Krishna and surrenders unto him, knowing that he is everything. Also in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, Bhoktaram Yagyatapasam. For anyone who is undergoing rigid austerity, or for anyone performing different kinds of sacrifices, the beneficiary is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the proprietor of all planets and he is the friend of every living soul. So in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 5, text 29, that's the last verse of chapter 5. So Krishna says to Arjuna, Bhoktaram Yagyatapasam, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, Suridam Sarva Bhutanam, Yatva Mam Shantim Richati. And Prabhupada would call this verse as the peace formula. You know, our mind gets so restless. There's so many different things which can trouble the mind. But this is the peace formula which can bring stability to us, understanding that Krishna is the benefactor. Krishna is the proprietor. And Krishna is our best friend. He's the best friend of everyone, of every living soul. He is the proprietor of everything, of all the planets, of all the demigods. He is the proprietor. And he is the one, he's the beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities. Sorry. So if we can understand that Krishna is the controller, Krishna is the proprietor, and that Krishna is my best friend, that can help us, give us peace. And when there is peace, then we can be happy. Krishna says to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, without peace, we can't even be happy. So first we have to become peaceful. And this is the way we can become peaceful, trying to understand this verse. The words dharmeno bhayachyena mean that the bhakti yoga process contains two symptoms, namely attachment for the Supreme Lord and detachment from all material affinities. There are two symptoms of advancement in the process of devotional service, just as there are two processes taking place while eating. A hungry man feels strength and satisfaction from eating, and at the same time, he gradually becomes detached from eating anymore. So we are hungry, so we eat food. When we eat food, automatically we feel nourished, we feel stronger, and we feel satisfied. And because we are satisfied, then we don't want to eat anymore. So we get detached from eating. It's an automatic process. We don't have to say, oh, now I'm eating food. Now look, I'm feeling nourished. Oh, look, I'm feeling strong. Oh, my hunger is going. Oh, I'm going to stop eating. No, it's very automatic. Similarly, with the execution of devotional service, real knowledge develops and one becomes detached from all material activities. So if we really want to have real knowledge, if we really want real knowledge, we have to engage in devotional service. When we engage in devotional service, automatically we get real knowledge and detachment from the material world. In no other activity but devotional service is there such detachment from matter and attachment for the Supreme. So anything else we do, that's not going to give us this result. we can try different things. We can try different yogic postures, different types of meditation. We can try to read different books, hear some different philosophies, but only devotional service can give us this. Only devotional service can remove our attachment from the material world, because we are putting our attachment to Krishna. The soul, the Jivatma, has a natural inclination, has a natural attachment. Right now, that natural attachment which we have for Krishna, we have forgotten, and we are wrongly placing it in this material world. So we simply have to revive our attachment for Krishna. There are 9 different processes to increase this attachment to the Supreme Lord: hearing, chanting, remembering, worshipping, serving the Lord, making friendship, praying, offering everything, and serving the lotus feet of the Lord. The processes for increasing a detachment from material affinities are explained in verse 36. So devotional service, Nava Anga Bhakti, it's called, 9 processes. By engaging in this devotional service, in all the processes, or even one process, we can get perfection. Hearing, it begins by hearing. Devotional service begins by hearing. When we have heard properly, we will be able to chant. Then when we have heard and chanted properly, we can remember. So hearing, chanting, these are very much important for us at our stage. These 2 are really important for us, hearing and chanting. Then remembering, then worshipping the deity, serving the Lord, making friendship, praying, offering everything, and serving the lotus feet of the Lord. So one can achieve elevation to the higher planetary systems like the heavenly kingdom by executing one's prescribed duties and by performing sacrifices. When one is transcendental to such desires because of accepting the renounced order of life, he can understand the Brahman feature of the Supreme. And when one is able to see his real constitutional position, he sees all other processes and becomes situated in the stage of pure devotional service. At that time, he can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan. So, we may have desires. We may have the desires that, let me do whatever duty I have to do. Let me do it properly so that I can go to the heaven. Many of us have this desire. Let me do my duty very nicely so I can go to heaven. But this is also a material desire. Why? Because the heaven is also in the material world. It's still going to keep us in this material world. It will still make us take another material body. So what we have to do, we have to transcend such desire. We have to give up such a desire. How will we be able to give up such a desire? When we have the higher taste, when we engage in devotional service. When we engage in devotional service, then we can understand, oh, even heaven is in the material world. Why should I go to heaven? Let me go to the spiritual world instead. Over there, life is eternal. So anyway, when one comes to understand the Brahman feature, so when one is liberated, understanding Brahman feature means he is liberated. Brahma Bhuta Prasanatmana Sochati Na Kankshati. Sama Sarveshu Bhuteshu Mad Bhaktim Labhate Param. Krishna says that pure devotional service begins from the platform of Brahman. Pure devotional service begins from the liberated platform. At that time, the Jivatma, he gets liberated. He understands perfectly, I am a part and parcel of Krishna. I am eternal servant of Krishna. I have loving relationship with Krishna. Let me engage in this loving relationship. At this point, he can begin to understand about Krishna, about God. So he's understood himself. This is self-realization. He's understood I'm part and parcel of God. He's understood he has an eternal loving relationship with God. So he engages in devotional service. This is liberated platform. This is the Mukti platform. It's not that on the Mukti platform there is no activity, that everything is just Om Shanti Shanti. No. Real life begins from the liberated platform. Real activity, the activity of the soul, that begins from the liberated platform. Understanding the Supreme Person is called Atma Tattva Avabodhena, which means understanding of one's real constitutional position. If one actually understands one's constitutional position as an eternal servitor of the Supreme Lord, he becomes detached from the service of the material world. So this is the point we need to understand. This is self-realization, to understand our true position. Right now, most of us are thinking, I'm the body. We are completely oblivious to our true position. We think, I'm the body, whatever belongs to the body is mine. But actually, we have to understand, oh, I'm eternal soul. I'm eternal servant of God. And when we are able to understand this, automatically, then we are no more thinking about the body. We are not thinking that I'm the body anymore. So automatically the activities are going to be devotional service. Everyone engages in some sort of service. If one does not know one's constitutional position, one engages in the service of his personal gross body or his family, society, or country. But as soon as one is able to see his constitutional position, the word Swadrik means one who is able to see. He becomes detached from such material service and engages himself in devotional service. So this is true knowledge, real knowledge. At that time, the ignorance is taken away from the consciousness of the soul. The soul is able to completely understand, oh, I'm not the body. Completely understand, I'm eternal servant of God. So immediately, because he's understood his position, automatically he gets detached from material activities and engages in bhakti, devotional service. As long as one is in the modes of material nature and is performing the duties prescribed in the scriptures, sorry, he can be elevated to higher planetary systems where the predominating deities are material representations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, like the Sun God, the Moon God, the Air God, Brahma, and Lord Shiva. So till the time, when we are in the material world, now what is material life? Material life means we are bound by this Rajogun, Tamogun, and Sattvagun. We are bound by the modes of material nature. And we are doing our duty. If we do our duty properly, then we can go to the higher planets, to the sun planet or moon planet or planet of Lord Brahma or even planet of Lord Shiva. All the different demigods are material representations of the Supreme Lord. By material activities, one can approach only such demigods as stated in Bhagavad Gita 9:25, Yanti Deva Vrata Devan. Those who are attached to the demigods and who perform the prescribed duties can approach the abodes of the demigods. So Krishna, he is the creator of the universe. Now, to manage the affairs of the universe, he has created these different positions, different posts of demigods. There's 33 crore of posts of demigods. 33 crore demigods are there. So all these demigods are managing the affairs of this material world. So they are representing Krishna in the management of this material universe. Now, if we want to go to these demigods, we can. We worship them and we can. Yanti Deva Vrata Devan. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 9.25. Whoever we worship, we can go there. We want to go to the Pitra Lok, we just have to worship the Pitra. If we worship the ghosts and spirits, we will take birth among such beings. If we worship the demigods, we will go to the planet of the demigods. So in this way, one can go to the planet of the Pitas or forefathers. Similarly, one who fully understands the real position of his life, adopts devotional service, and realizes the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So even if we worship the demigods and we go to the planet of the demigods, we will still remain in the material world. What we need to come to understand is that I am an eternal soul. I am part and parcel of Krishna. And I need to go back to the spiritual world, to the Vaikuntha planet. And the only way that we can do that is by engaging in devotional service. So the more we hear and chant about Krishna, the more we will be able to understand our true position. And then the more we understand our true position, the more we engage in devotional service. And then the more we can realize Krishna. So self-realization, God realization, it goes hand in hand. We have to realize ourselves in relation to God. We are not independent of God. Yeah, so the more we hear and chant, the more we can understand. And did anyone want to add anything?
In the second last paragraph, what you have mentioned, that the materialist person, like the person in the Vedic sthiti, that he knows that
second last paragraph.
He's involving, second last, this one, the child, burn family. No, the child who's
one
born.
engages,
This one.
yeah.
No,
so what happens
yeah.
is, because...
No, but
yeah.
that I'm saying that it looks so easy to read, but actually it is so difficult. Because
yeah.
I saw yesterday at the Vyas Puja, like at the ceremony for Srila Prabhupada, what we did at the temple. Yeah, I think most of them spoke in Chinese, but whosoever spoke in English, they were all praying for the protection from Maya. So this looks so easy to read. It's just a sentence and we read it in a tense that, oh yeah, but this is the most difficult thing to overcome most, because we all are in any way, no matter how hard we try, how much love we inculcate for Krishna, but to serve our family, to serve our society, like as soon as 75th Independence Day came, everybody was, I'm Indian. Oh, I want to do something for my country. I thought that then we are saying that we don't have to serve, but we are doing that. We are involving our precious time in that, forgetting that one day we'll just become sand. Our body will go away. And then, but that's right? That it is the easiest thing to read, but the most difficult thing to follow or overcome in our life, because we all are doing this.
It's true.
So what should we do? We should just pray.
So that's what I was going to ask you. So then what shall we do now? It's a difficult thing, but what shall we do? We have to continue to hear and chant. That's all we can do, We continue to engage in devotional service. The more we engage in devotional service, the more we will be able to understand our position as part and parcel of Krishna, then the more we will be able to understand Krishna. Then the more we can engage in devotional service. Then the more we engage in devotional service, the more we will be able to understand our true position. So that's the only thing we can do. We continue to hear and chant. Yes, of course, it's difficult because why? We are an illusion. We have completely forgotten that we are the souls. We are completely thinking we are the body. We completely identify ourselves as the body, the gender, man or woman, or this is my name, this is my family. Completely. But what to do? What to do? Hear and chant. This is what the acharyas have showed us. This is what Srila Prabhupada came to tell us. That engage in devotional service, hear, chant, and make the arrangements for others also to follow the same. And then leave everything to Krishna. Leave everything in the shelter, shelter of Srila Prabhupada. Yeah, we do our part. We do our part. Yeah, we cannot artificially think, yes, we are liberated. No, then we are just creating blocks for ourselves. We need to be honest to understand that, oh, yes, we are very much in the body concept of life, very much thinking of I and mine. But what to do? Right now we are here inside the body. So Prabhupada would say, make the best use of the bad bargain. Best use of bad bargain. What is the bad bargain? Is this material body that we have gotten right now. That's a bad bargain. Why? Because we are spirit souls. We are not supposed to be in this material body. But okay, now we find ourselves here. What to do? Engage in devotional service. Just engage in devotional service. Continue to hear and chant. Is that okay?
Yeah. So then again, the same thing. The stress is on hearing and chanting. Never to leave that on your sadhana bhakti, right?
Yes, just continue to hear and chant. Leave everything to Krishna. We do our part. Yeah, we do our part. And then, because we can't demand from Krishna.
Yes.
After all, we turned away from our relationship with him, Now, in what way can we demand from him? So, but we can act in a way to attract his attention. Just act in a way to attract his attention. Continue hearing and chanting. And give this message to others. Give the message to others. Krishna says, those who speak to others about me are very dear to me. Those who speak the message of Bhagavad Gita to others are very dear to me. So in this way, we can try to become dear to Krishna. By speaking about Krishna to others and doing our duties for the satisfaction of Krishna. Prabhupada would say, if we can't remember Krishna while doing our duty, then we will not be able to remember him when we are leaving the body. So we need to do our duty for Krishna's satisfaction, for Krishna's pleasure. Yes, we are thinking we are the body, but what to do? And because we are thinking we are the body, so we have certain duties which we do. Do that for the pleasure of Krishna. My dear Krishna, I am doing this for your pleasure. This is how we just have to keep somehow or the other, try to remind ourselves of Krishna, somehow or the other, connect ourselves to Krishna. Is that okay?
Yeah. And like, as you said, the importance of like hearing and chanting, there is a story that there was this two brothers. One of them was really, really good deed doing, and he used to do Krishna bhakti and everything, and the other one was like the fruitive action doer, like he would see the result in everything and he would not believe in Krishna or anything. And then that brother who was really pious and a pure devotee, he had some sadhus come over. So he said that, can you make him speak Krishna's name once? And then that sadhu, he forced this man that you have to speak. I don't know how. He said, no, I don't want to take name. No, I don't want to. He said, no matter what. He sat on his chest with very hard force. And then he said, you take the name. And then helplessly that person said, okay, I'll say Jai Shri Ram or Hare Krishna. He said, okay. He said, okay, but now listen to me. Don't give away. Don't sell this name ever. He did not understand what he meant actually, but he said, okay. And then when he died, he went to the Yamaraj. And then Yamaraj said that you have been the most impious person and you have done all sinful acts. You have done everything. But then they saw that he has just done one good deed. And he said that you have done one good deed. And they said, oh, what is it? Tell me, what good deed have I done? He said that you have chanted the name of Ram once. He said, okay. Then he remembered what that sadhu has said, that don't sell this. He said, okay. So he said, now what? Everybody got very confused at what to do because they didn't know. And then he said, so what do you think? Like, what is the value of this one name? They said that the value, but we also don't know. So he said, then who can tell us what is the value? He said that, I think Lord Indra can tell us. He's above, like he's also a devotee. So I think he can tell us. So then they went to Lord Indra. And then he said that, listen, I cannot walk. You have to carry a palanquin for me. Like I'm not going to walk like this because it's your fault. You don't know the value of one ram. So said okay. Then he arranged a palanquin and he was sitting, and then Yamraji was carrying one of the sides of the palanquin, and they went to Indra, and Indra said that I don't know the value. Said I myself don't know. They said then who will know? He said, okay, let's go to Brahma. And then Indra also carried one side of the palanquin. Then they went to Brahmaji. Brahmaji said, I don't know. I really don't know the value of the one name of Ram. I don't know. Then Brahmaji got the third side of the palanquin. Then they went to Lord Shiva. Shiva also said that no, like the value I don't know, though I'm doing, but I don't know that how much is this worth, that what he should get out of it. What should be the result that he should be given of that one name of Ram? I don't know that. And then he also carried. And then he said, okay, let's go to Lord Vishnu only himself. Then they went to Vaikunt, and they all four were carrying him in a palanquin. And when they reached there, then Lord, like everybody was shocked that, oh my God, who is this? Such an important person that does Brahma, Vishnu, sorry, not Vishnu, Indra, Brahma, Yamraji, and Shiva are carrying his palanquin. And then he said that, okay, Lord Vishnu, can you tell us what is the value? See, he said that, look, this is the value, that you are carrying this person. You four are such great demigods. Like you are such great persons, but you are carrying. And then he said that, okay, come. And he got the place in the Vaikuntha in the lap of Vishnu. So this is the value. And we don't know just one name of God. Like as you said, that chanting. So we don't know, but what we are doing, we don't know the value. So we need to realize the value. We need to call out with a lot of love for him, with total faith that yes, he is there. So this was so, I thought that this is like, one of the most beautiful I've heard a few days back.
Nice pastime. Thank you for sharing. Yes, yeah, as you've said, we don't know the value of Lord's name, but our duty is we chant.
Yeah.
We don't realize it, but we chant because we've been given that this is the way to perfection in this age of Kali. The Shastras are telling us, you chant the Hare Krishna mantra, and we chant. Lord Chaitanya has given us this. So taking shelter of Lord Chaitanya, we chant. And for sure we will get success. Avashya Rakshive Krishna. Avashya Rakshive Krishna. Rest assured. Have that faith in Krishna.
Yeah.
He will.
Amen.
So thank you so much for sharing this nice pastime. We'll stop here for today. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.